This video is about a single mom walked into the music festival and a rich stranger returned her lost scarf. If this story touches your heart, please mention where you are watching from in the comments. Please like the video and share your thoughts in comments. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm, golden hue over the sprawling festival grounds. Vendors lined the paths with colorful booths, offering everything from handcrafted jewelry to artisanal street food. Laughter and music blended in harmony, creating an intoxicating atmosphere. Emma, a single mother in her 30s, took a moment to absorb it all, her heart racing with excitement and a hint of anxiety. It had been years since she last attended a music festival. Glancing down at her 10-year-old son, Jimmy, she felt a swell of affection. His energy was infectious as he tugged at her hand, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. "Can we go see the next band? Mom, they were supposed to be amazing," he exclaimed, practically bouncing on his feet. Emma chuckled, her worries momentarily forgotten. "All right, lead the way, maestro," she said, smiling. She adjusted the scarf around her neck, a vibrant piece she had picked up during a rare shopping outing. It added a splash of color to her modest outfit and provided a little comfort amidst the crowd. As they moved through the sea of people, Emma's thoughts drifted back to the weight of her responsibilities. Being a single mom meant juggling countless duties, work, school, and the ever-present worry about making ends meet. Yet moments like these made it all worthwhile. She wanted Jamie to experience joy, to feel the thrill of life beyond their small apartment. They arrived at the stage just as the band began their set. The music pulsed through the air, a fusion of rock and pop that seemed to resonate with every heartbeat. Jamie's excitement was palpable, and Emma found herself getting lost in the rhythm. She swayed gently, feeling the music course through her veins, a brief escape from the mundane. "Look, Mom," Jamie shouted, pointing towards the front of the crowd. "Can we go closer?" "Let us try," Emma replied, beaming at his enthusiasm. They weaved through the throng, laughter echoing around them as they bumped into friends and other festival goers. Emma felt her spirits lift, the worries of her life fading into the background. Just as they reached the front, a sudden gust of wind swept through, snatching the scarf from around her neck. "No," she gasped, her hands flying up in an instinctive attempt to catch it. But the vibrant fabric fluttered into the crowd, disappearing beyond her reach. "Mom, your scarf!" Jamie exclaimed, his eyes wide with concern. "I'll go get it." He started to dash off, but Emma grabbed his arm gently. "Wait, honey, it is too crowded. I'll find it," she said, trying to calm him. But inside, she felt the pain of disappointment. The scarf was more than just an accessory, it was a reminder of better days, times when she felt free and carefree. "Stay here, okay? I'll be right back," she added, and with a deep breath, she pushed through the crowd, scanning for the telltale splash of color. Emma's heart raced as she searched. Each face she passed bled into the next, a whirlwind of excitement that felt foreign to her. Just then, she spotted the scarf caught on a low-hanging branch. Relief washed over her. But before she could reach it, a tall figure stepped into her line of sight. He was striking, dark hair tousled by the wind, and a confident demeanor that suggested he belonged among the eclectic crowd. "Excuse me," he said, his voice smooth and rich. "Is this yours?" In his hand, he held the scarf, and Emma's heart skipped. "Yes, thank you so much," she replied, a hint of breathlessness in her tone. She took a moment to truly see him. His eyes were a deep, compelling blue, framed by long lashes, and he wore a casual yet stylish outfit that screamed wealth without being ostentatious. "I am Alex," he introduced himself, his smile warm as he handed her the scarf. There was a spark of something in the air. Emma felt it, a tension that buzzed beneath the surface. "Emma," she replied, taking the scarf from him. The fingers brushed, and an electric thrill surged through her. She quickly pulled her hand back, suddenly self-conscious. "I really appreciate it. That's my favorite." "Looks good on you," he said, his gaze lingering for a moment longer than necessary. Emma's cheeks flushed. She could feel Jamie fidgeting beside her, his curiosity piqued. "Mom, can we go?" Jamie asked, tugging at her arm. He glanced up at Alex, eyes wide. Emma could sense the mix of admiration and weariness in her son's tone. "Yeah, I was," just as she stammered, feeling flustered. "Thank you again, Alex." She turned to lead Jamie away, but the pull of the moment lingered. "Wait," Alex called after them, his voice cutting through the noise of the festival. "Are you coming back for the next band? You should join us." His invitation hung in the air, unexpected and enticing. Emma hesitated, caught off guard. The idea of spending more time with a charming stranger tugged at her, but the reality of her responsibilities loomed large. She glanced at Jamie, who was now eyeing Alex with interest. "Can we, Mom?" he asked, his innocence shining through his eager expression. Emma felt a flutter of indecision. "I am not sure," she began, but her heart whispered that life was too short for what-ifs. "Why not? It's a festival," Alex encouraged, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "It is about having fun. You both deserve it." The tension in the air thickened as Emma weighed her options. She could see the joy and hope in Jamie's eyes, and the fleeting thought that she could let herself be swept up in this moment, just this once, was enticing. "Okay," she decided, her pulse racing. "Just for a little while." "Awesome." Alex grinned, his excitement radiating. "Let us grab some drinks first." He gestured toward a vendor selling colorful cocktails and lemonade. Emma followed, feeling the weight of her choices shift slightly. As they stood in line, Emma sensed Jamie's curiosity bubbling over. "So, Alex, what do you do?" he asked, his youthful eagerness shining through. Alex turned to him, an amused smile playing on his lips. "I run a tech company. It sounds boring, but I promise it's more fun than it sounds," he replied, winking at Jamie. "Like video games?" Jamie asked, wide-eyed. "Exactly, I make games," Alex said, leaning down to Jamie's level. "Do you play?" "Yeah, I love games," Jamie exclaimed, his face lighting up. Emma watched their exchange, a mix of admiration and appreciation swelling in her chest. Despite the years of burdens she carried, seeing her son light up brought a smile to her lips. "Then you've got to check out my latest project," Alex said, making the moment feel almost intimate. Emma felt a tingle of jealousy as she observed the easy rapport between them. As they reached the front of the line, the bartender greeted Alex like an old friend. Emma felt an uneasy breath catch in her throat. She could feel herself being pulled into a world she hadn't experienced in years, a world of connections, flirtation, and the thrill of the unknown. "2 lemonades and a cocktail for me," Alex ordered confidently. "And you're going to love this one." He turned to Emma, a playful glint in his eye. "Thanks, but I think I'll stick to lemonade," she replied, her smile betraying her nerves. She felt exposed, standing here with a man who seemed to emit confidence effortlessly. As they waited, Jamie turned to Emma with wide eyes. "He asked cool, right?" Emma nodded, hiding her own inner doubts. "Yeah, he seems nice." The chemistry between them crackled, but Emma couldn't shake the caution that rose within her. "Why don't you hang out with us, Emma?" Alex suggested, his tone casual yet inviting, as if he could sense her hesitation. "You might have a great time." The weight of his gaze felt like a challenge, igniting a flicker of uncertainty in Emma's chest. She wanted to feel free to enjoy this moment, but the shadows of her past and her responsibilities loomed large. "Okay, just for a little while," she repeated, surprising herself with the warmth that filled her heart. "Perfect." Alex beamed, handing her a cold lemonade. "Let us make some memories." And as the band's music soared through the air, Emma felt a mix of hope and hesitation. This could be the beginning of something unexpected, and despite her inner fears, she found herself wanting to see where this night might lead. The music pulsed like a heartbeat, reverberating through Emma's chest as she sipped her lemonade. Sweet tan of citrus mingled with the intoxicating aroma of food wafting by. She glanced at Jimmy, who was animatedly discussing video games with Alex, his face aglow with excitement. "Can you really make your own games?" Jamie's voice rose above the thrumming bass of the band. "Absolutely, it is like building your own world," Alex replied, his eyes sparkling. "You get to decide every detail, from the characters to the rules." Emma watched the way Alex leaned down to Jamie's level, genuinely engaged. The warmth in her heart was accompanied by a flicker of apprehension. She hadn't anticipated this connection, and it stirred something unfamiliar within her, an urge to break free, to embrace spontaneity. But the responsibilities of motherhood tethered her to reality. "Mom, can I get a t-shirt?" Jamie's request pulled her from her thoughts. He pointed to a nearby booth adorned with colorful festival gear, his eyes wide with anticipation. "Sure, just make sure it is not too expensive," Emma replied, ruffling his hair. Jamie bolted toward the booth, his laughter trailing behind him. "Let him enjoy it," Alex said, watching Jamie disappear into the throng of festival goers. "Kids should have fun, especially in a place like this." Emma nodded, feeling a pang of longing for her own carefree childhood. "You seem to know a lot about kids," she remarked, her voice laced with curiosity. "Yeah, well," Alex chuckled, leaning against a nearby railing. "I have a younger sister. I've been the cool brother more times than I can count." His smile was infectious, and Emma felt a flutter of warmth in her chest. "Cool brother, huh?" she teased, crossing her arms playfully. "What is that like?" "It is a lot of work," he replied, feigning a dramatic sigh. "But the perks include being her go-to for anything tech-related, and I get to play video games with her guilt-free." Emma laughed, the sound bubbling up like champagne. "I can imagine. Jamie would probably think you're a hero." "Maybe I am," Alex said, a teasing glint in his eye. "But I wouldn't mind sharing some of that hero status with you." "Me?" Emma asked, her heart doing an unexpected somersault. "I am just a regular mom trying to keep it all together." "Regular moms are pretty extraordinary, actually," he replied, his tone earnest. The intensity in his blue eyes made her breath hitch. Emma felt a wave of vulnerability wash over her, forcing her to divert her gaze. "Right," she said, trying to mask her fluster. "But have you got a mountain of laundry waiting for me at home?" Alex chuckled softly. "Laundry can wait. Tonight is about living, isn't it?" Before she could reply, Jamie returned, his hands clutching a t-shirt emblazoned with a colorful guitar. "Look, Mom, it is awesome," he exclaimed, the pride radiating from his small frame. "That is great, buddy. Let us try to find a way to make sure it fits," Emma replied, her voice warm. "Can we wear them while we watch the next band?" Jamie asked, practically jumping up and down. "Sure, just as long as you promise to keep it clean," Emma replied, ruffling his hair again. "Deal." Jamie grinned, and Emma felt a rush of love for him. The moment was pure, untarnished by the weight of her worries. "Speaking of the next band," Alex interjected, "it is about to start. Do you want to get closer?" Emma hesitated, her heart racing at the thought of the crowd. Okay, let us go." As they made their way through the throngs of people, the vibrant music pulled them in like a tide. Emma positioned Jamie in front of her, holding his shoulder protectively. Alex fell and stepped beside her, his presence both comforting and electrifying. "I love live music," he said, his voice barely audible over the rising sound. "There is something about the energy in the air." "It is like everyone is connected," Emma replied, her mind racing with the intensity of the moment. "You can feel it." As the band took the stage, the crowd erupted into cheers. Emma's heart soared with the rhythm, the pulsating beat igniting something within her. She let herself sway to the music, forgetting momentarily about her responsibilities, her worries. Next to her, Alex moved with effortless rhythm, catching Emma's gaze. For a heartbeat, everything else faded: the music, the crowd, the weight of her life. It felt as if they were the only two people in the world, lost in the magnetic pull of the moment. "See, you having fun," he said, his voice slow and teasing. "Yes, I am," Emma admitted, her pulse quickening. Jamie turned to them, shouting over the noise. "This is the best day ever." "Right?" Alex replied, grinning. "And it is only going to get better." As the band transitioned into a slower song, the atmosphere shifted, becoming more intimate. Emma felt the tension between her and Alex grow, his proximity igniting a spark of something deeper. She tried to focus on Jamie, who was dancing blissfully, but the magnetic draw to Alex was undeniable. "Can I ask you something?" Alex leaned in, his breath warm against her ear. "Sure," Emma replied, her heart racing. "What is a woman like you doing at a festival like this?" His gaze, intense and searching, made her pulse race. "A woman like me?" she echoed, slightly taken aback. "Yet, beautiful, intelligent, and clearly someone who has her life together," he replied, his honesty disarming. Emma felt a flush of heat rise to her cheeks. "I am just a mom trying to give my son a good time," she said, attempting to deflect the compliment. "But you are more than that," he insisted, his voice unwavering. "You deserve to enjoy yourself too." "I haven't had many chances to do that lately," Emma confessed, the vulnerability spilling from her. "Why not?" Alex's tone softened, a genuine curiosity illuminating his features. Emma opened her mouth to respond but hesitated, the reality of her life flooding back. "It is complicated," she finally said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I get it," he replied, his eyes locked onto hers, an understanding passing between them. "But sometimes you need to let go of the complications." Before she could respond, Jamie tugged at her hand. "Can we go up front for the next song?" "Sure, let us go," she exclaimed, grateful for the interruption. The intensity of their conversation had left her breathless. As they moved closer to the stage, Jamie squeezed through the crowd, eager for a prime spot. Emma and Alex fell into step behind him, the music creating a rhythm that pulled them closer together. They stood shoulder to shoulder, the atmosphere vibrating with excitement. The band launched into a new song, and Emma felt the energy shift again, every note wrapping around her like a warm embrace. She found herself swaying, losing herself in the music, the worries of her everyday life fading into the background. "See, this is what it's all about," Alex shouted, leaning in close to be heard. His enthusiasm was infectious, and Emma couldn't help but smile. "Yeah," she replied, her heart racing with the thrill of the moment. Alex reached out, brushing his fingers against her arm as he pointed toward the stage. "Look at how alive everyone is." Emma felt a jolt of awareness at his touch, something electric coursing through her veins. She glanced at him, and the intensity of his gaze sent a thrill through her. In that moment, a surge of warmth washed over her, igniting a spark of hope she hadn't felt in years. Maybe tonight could be a new beginning. But just as quickly, doubt crept in, whispering reminders of her responsibilities. As the song reached its crescendo, Emma found herself caught between the allure of this new connection and the weight of her reality. Could she dare to embrace this moment, or was it just a fleeting dream? The music enveloped her, and for the first time in a long time, she felt alive. The energy of the festival pulsed through Emma, a rhythmic tide that seeped into her bones. With every beat, she felt the layers of her worries peel away, revealing a younger, freer version of herself that had long been buried under the weight of motherhood and responsibility. "Can you believe this?" Alex shouted over the music, his voice warm and inviting. He stood close, his shoulder brushing against hers, the proximity sending her heart into a flutter. "It's electric." Emma nodded, a smile breaking across her face. "It really is. I didn't realize how much I missed this." The realization that she had been deprived of carefree moments struck her like a bolt of lightning. "It's easy to forget, isn't it?" Alex said, his gaze steady on her. "Life has a way of pulling us down." His expression softened, and Anne felt the intensity of his words wrap around her like the fabric of her scarf, comforting yet igniting a spark of desire. Just then, Jamie turned around, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Mom, this is amazing. Can we do this every year?" He bounced on his heels, caught up in a moment, and Emma felt a flood of affection. "Maybe," she replied, ruffling his hair again. "If we can make it work, I'd love that." She glanced at Alex, sharing a brief, knowing smile, an unspoken bond forming between the three of them. As the next song began, a more upbeat rhythm surged through the crowd, and Jamie pulled on Anna's hand. "Let us dance," he exclaimed, his enthusiasm infectious. Emma couldn't help but laugh, caught up in his joy. "All right, let us show them how it's done," she said, joining in as they danced, her movements loosening up with every sway. Alex watched, a grin plastered on his face, his eyes sparkling with admiration. "Look at you two," he called out, and Emma felt a rush of warmth at his praise. "You are both natural performers." "Thanks." Jamie beamed, spinning around with abandon. Emma felt a tug of something she hadn't experienced in years, a kind of lightness that came with being wholly in the moment. She twirled alongside Jamie, laughter bubbling up, and for a brief moment she forgot about her life waiting back home. But as the joy enveloped her, a whisper of doubt crept in. Was this fleeting happiness worth the risk of losing herself further? The reality of her responsibilities lingered like a shadow, reminding her of the delicate balance she had to maintain. "Hey, can I borrow Jamie for a sec?" Alex's voice cut through her thoughts. He gestured toward the edge of the crowd where the music was slightly quieter. "I want to show him something cool." Emma hesitated, glancing at Jamie, who looked intrigued. Okay," she said, feeling a twist of protectiveness but also a thrill at the thought of Jamie bonding with Alex. "But stay close." "I will, I promise." Jamie called back, already racing toward Alex. Emma watched as they moved away, a warmth blooming in her chest. As they stood at the edge, she caught sight of them formed in a circle of laughter amidst the chaos. Alex knelt beside Jamie, animatedly explaining something, his gestures grand and engaging. Emma couldn't help but smile, feeling a shift within herself. She allowed herself to breathe, to enjoy the moment. But a slight twinge of insecurity crept in. What if this was just a fleeting encounter for Alex? He had a life that seemed so far removed from her own, a life filled with privilege and opportunity. "Hey," a familiar voice broke through her thoughts. "Mind if I steal you for a minute?" Emma turned to find Alex standing close, his gaze steady, a hint of mischief dancing in his eyes. "Not at all," she replied, her heart racing. "What do you have in mind?" "It's just a little game," he said, a playful grin on his lips. "Let us see how well you can dance without music." "What?" Emma laughed, her cheeks flushing. "Are you serious?" "Absolutely, it's liberating," he insisted, taking a step back, arms spread wide. "Let us see your best moves." Emma hesitated, caught off guard by his spontaneity, but the playful challenge intrigued her. "Fine," she said, stepping into the small space they had carved out. "But don't you judge me too harshly." "Never," he promised, his tone softening. "Just have fun." Taking a deep breath, she let herself go, swaying her hips, laughter bubbling up as she danced freely. Alex watched with an intense gaze, his appreciation evident, and Emma felt emboldened. "See, you are natural," he exclaimed, stepping closer to mirror her movements, the distance between them closing. As they danced together, the chemistry between them ignited. Emma felt the warmth radiate from his body, the scent of his cologne mixing with the summer air. The laughter faded as their eyes locked, an electric tension weaving between them. "Okay, enough," Emma finally said, breathless, trying to break the spell. "I might have to take a break or I'll embarrass myself." "Embarrass yourself. I think you're doing great," Alex replied, his smile genuine, but Emma sensed the undercurrent of something more lingering in the air. Before she could process it, Jamie bounded back, his face flushed with excitement. "Did you see that?" he exclaimed. "Alex showed me how to do a trick. Can I try?" "Of course," Emma replied, grateful for the interruption. She stepped back as Alex demonstrated a simple dance move for Jamie, his patience evident. Watching them, Emma felt a swell of emotions. She marveled at the connection forming, the way Alex became part of their world, if only for this brief moment. "Come on, Mom, join us," Jamie urged, his excitement infectious. All right, she said, stepping forward, their little circle of joy expanding. As they danced together, the moment felt magical. Laughter echoed around them, and the lingering tension with Alex became a warm buzz, a sweet distraction from the reality waiting just beyond the festival grounds. But as the night grew darker, she felt the weight of her decisions pressing in. Could she allow herself to embrace this connection? The question hung in the air like a whispered secret. Just then, Alex leaned closer to Emma, lowering his voice. "I am glad you're here," he said, the sincerity in his tone sending a shiver down her spine. "It is nice to see someone really enjoy life." Emma felt her breath catch. "I am just trying to give Jamie a good time," she replied, grounding herself in her role as a mother. "But you deserve it too," he insisted, drawing back slightly, the intensity of his gaze unwavering. "Life is too short to not enjoy it." "I know," she admitted, her heart racing. "But my responsibilities are always going to be there," he finished for her, his voice gentle. "But moments like this, they don't come around often." Emma's heart raced. His words resonated deep within her, echoing her own desires, her own longing for freedom. But was she ready to let go, even just for tonight? "Can I ask you something?" she said, the curiosity bubbling to the surface. "Anything," Alex replied, his expression open and inviting. "Do you ever think about what it is like to be, well, me?" she asked, her voice low. "I mean, I live a different life than you do. It is complicated." He studied her for a moment, a flash of understanding passing through his features. "I get that, but I also think we all have complexities in our lives. Yours just happens to be more visible." "The visible," Emma repeated, the weight of his words sinking in. "Yeah, but it doesn't make you any less deserving of happiness," he said softly, his voice wrapping around her like a warm embrace. "I admire you for that." The sincerity in his gaze tugged at something deep within Emma. She wanted to argue, wanted to point out all the reasons why she shouldn't allow herself to feel this connection, but all she could manage was a small nod. "Thank you," she whispered, feeling a swell of gratitude. Just then, Jamie jumped in, beaming. "Can we get some snacks now?" "Snacks sound great," Emma said, grateful for the distraction. She turned to Alex, who wore a wide grin, the easy rapport between them undeniable. "Lead the way, Maestro," Alex said, and together they followed Jamie toward the nearest food stall. As they walked, Emma felt the warmth of Alex beside her, the electric tension still lingering in the air. She couldn't shake the feeling that this night was only the beginning, a blend of excitement and uncertainty that danced beneath the surface. And as they approached the colorful food booth, Emma allowed herself to hope, just for tonight, that maybe life could surprise her in the best ways possible. As they stood in line at the food booth, the scent of grilled cheese and fried dough wafted through the air, mingling with the sweet notes of cotton candy and popcorn. Jamie bounced impatiently, glancing up at Emma and Alex with wide, eager eyes. "Mom, can we get the funnel cake, please?" Jamie pleaded, his excitement palpable. Emma chuckled, ruffling his hair. "All right, but let us share it. We don't want to spoil our dinner before we even get home." "Deal," Jamie exclaimed, his smile spreading from ear to ear. Alex watched their interaction, a soft smile on his lips. "You're a good mom, you know that," he said, his voice low enough that it felt like a secret shared just between them. Thanks, Emma replied, feeling a warmth spread through her. I do my best. I can see that, he said, his blue eyes locking onto hers with an intensity that sent a shiver down Emma's spine. The sincerity in his gaze made her heart race, and she quickly diverted her attention to Jamie, who was now engrossed in a discussion about the different types of food at the festival. What do you think, Alex? Jamie asked, turning suddenly. What is your favorite festival food? Alex smiled, leaning down to Jamie's level. No, that is easy. I do go for the turkey legs, they are giant and delicious. You are. Jamie wrinkled his nose in disgust. Those are too big, funnel cake is the best. Emma couldn't help but laugh at Jamie's enthusiasm. I think we have a winner here, funnel cake it is. Great choice, Alex said, his gaze flicking back to Emma. I'll cover it, consider it my treat for saving your scarf. Emma raised an eyebrow, both surprised and slightly flustered. No, that is not necessary, I can pay for it. Come on, let me treat you. It is the least I can do, he insisted, a playful challenge dancing in his expression. She could feel the tug of pride and the need to assert her independence. I appreciate it, but… No buts allowed, he interrupted, a teasing smile on his lips. Just accept it. Fine, but just this once, Emma relented, a reluctant smile spreading across her face. As they approached the canter, the chaos of the festival surrounded them, the sound of laughter, music, and the shouts of vendors. Emma felt herself letting go of her inhibitions, the moment feeling almost surreal. She glanced at Alex, who was animatedly chatting with Jamie about video games again. At that moment, a pang of longing hit her. Why did it feel so easy with him? The chemistry pulsed in the air, and the tension hung thick between them like a warm blanket. Was it just the festival atmosphere, or was there something more? After ordering, they stepped aside to wait. Emma turned to face the area where the music thrummed like a heartbeat. This is really something, isn't it? She said, trying to ease the tension building inside her. It really is. I love seeing families enjoying events like this, Alex replied, his eyes sparkling as he watched Jamie bounce on his heels in anticipation. Your sister must love it too, Emma said, her curiosity piqued. What is she like? Alex laughed softly. She is a firecracker, always keeping me on my toes. If I had half her energy, I'd be unstoppable. Emma smiled, envisioning the bond between them. That sounds amazing. It is nice to have someone to share those moments with. Exactly, family is everything, he said, his voice softening. And I can tell you treasure that with Jamie. A wave of warmth flooded Emma's heart as she considered his words. I do, he is my world, she admitted, her voice lowering slightly. I can see that, he is a great kid, Alex said, his gaze lingering on Jamie. And you are doing a fantastic job. Emma felt her cheeks flush, the genuine compliment striking a chord deep within her. Thank you, that means a lot. Just then, the vendor called out their order, and Jamie rushed forward, barely able to contain his excitement. Look, Mom, that is huge. As they took the funnel cake, Jamie grabbed a fork and dove in, eyes wide with delight. Emma shared a laugh with Alex, who watched Jamie with a fondness that made her heart flutter. Looks like we have a happy camper, Alex remarked, leaning closer to Emma. Definitely, she replied, her voice softening as she watched Jamie devour the treat. Want to try? He asked, holding out the fork toward her. Emma hesitated, feeling a rush of warmth at the intimacy of the gesture. Amber cake, she said, leaning in. Their faces were close, and Emma felt the tension between them intensify. She took a bite, and her eyes widened in surprise. This is amazing. See, I know my festival food, he said, grinning. Okay, you win, Emma laughed, feeling giddy. You're really king of funnel cake. Right? I should add that to my resume, he teased, but then his expression shifted. But really, I am glad you're having fun. You deserve it. The sincerity in his voice made Emma's heart race. I am trying, she replied softly, the weight of her responsibilities creeping in again. It is just hard sometimes. I get it, Alex said, his tone more serious. But tonight, just let yourself enjoy it. You're allowed to be more than just a mom. Emma felt a wave of emotion wash over her, a mixture of gratitude and longing. It is hard to let go sometimes, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. Alex took a step closer, his eyes searching hers. Maybe I can help with that. Just then, Jamie interrupted, holding up his half-eaten funnel cake. Can we go find a spot to sit and listen to the next band? Sure, buddy, Emma said, grateful for the distraction. She turned back to Alex, who looked a mix of amused and affectionate. Lead the way, Jamie, Alex said, following close behind. As they maneuvered through the crowd, Emma felt the tension between her and Alex simmering just below the surface. Each time their arms brushed, a jolt of electricity shot through her, making her heart race even more. Eventually, they found a small patch of grass to sit on, the music weaving through the air like a soft caress. Jamie immediately plopped down, eyes glued to the stage. "Can you believe this?" he shouted, his infectious enthusiasm pulling Emma from her thoughts. "It is incredible," Emma replied, though her mind was still partially occupied with the chemistry bubbling between her and Alex. Alex settled beside her, their shoulders touching. "You know, I've never really done this before, hanging out with a family at a festival," he said, a hint of sincerity in his voice. "Really?" Emma asked, surprised. "I thought someone like you would have tons of experience." "Not quite," he said, a hint of vulnerability flashing in his eyes. "I tend to get lost in work and forget to enjoy life. Tonight has been different." "I am glad we could be a part of that," Emma said, her heart swelling. She could see a flicker of something deeper in his gaze, and it thrilled her. The band took the stage, and the crowd erupted into cheers as the first notes filled the air. Emma felt herself relax, losing herself in the music. "See, this is what I meant," Alex said, his voice barely audible over the sound. "It's all about moments like this." She nodded, feeling a rush of warmth as they swayed to the rhythm. "You were right, I needed this," she admitted, her voice soft as she glanced sideways at him. Alex turned to her, their eyes locking. The connection between them felt palpable, and Emma's heart raced as the music swelled. "Emma," he said, his voice low and sincere, "I want you to know that I am really enjoying this time with you. It's refreshing." "I am enjoying it too," Emma replied, her voice barely above a whisper. In that moment, everything faded away, the noise of the crowd, the worries of her life, the fear of what this connection could mean. It was just them, wrapped in the magic of the festival, the electric tension hanging in the air like a promise. As the band played on, Emma felt a flicker of hope ignite within her. Maybe tonight could be different. Maybe she could embrace this moment, allow herself to feel alive again. But just as the thought blossomed, a nagging doubt crept back in. What if this is just a fleeting moment? She wondered silently, the weight of responsibility pressing down once more. Yet as she glanced at Alex, she couldn't shake the feeling that life was offering her a chance to break free, even just for tonight. "Let us make it count," she whispered to herself, her heart racing with the possibilities that lay ahead.